So today I want to discuss with you income tax topic, that is residential status of an individual. So actually regarding this residential status of an individual, I already made 4 lectures. This is a 5th lecture, and in the first lecture I discussed with you all the rules regarding how to determine residential status of one individual person. And in second lecture, third lecture and fourth lecture, I discussed a few problems and solutions by applying all the rules and how actually we determine the residential status of an individual. And this is the 5th lecture. Let us move to the lecture. So let us discuss how to determine residential status of one individual person by taking one question. So here we have our question. So let me discuss what is actually that, and by applying conditions how to determine residential status of one individual person. Let us discuss. You can watch the question there. Mr. Raj Kapoor, 51 years age. So Mr. Raj Kapoor is one individual person. His age is 51 years. So an individual left India for France. Okay. Here Mr. Raj Kapoor, he left India and he actually went to France. On which day? On 25th July 2022. So he went to France on 25th July 2022 to take up a job in a firm there. So why he went there? Because he actually wanted to do a job there in France. That is why he went to take up his job in France. He returned to India on 30th June 2023. So 23 is our previous year, April 1st 2023 to 31st March 2024. That is our previous year period. So he came back to India during previous year in the month of June on 30th date. So we have to notice that date. When he went, when he came back. That is very, very important, because we have to determine how many days he is staying during the previous year period. At present, our previous year, PY, means previous year. I mentioned in the solution, you can see. So PY means previous year. So what is our present previous year? That is very, very important. So here our present previous year is 1st April 2023 and it is going to end on 31st March 2024. 12 months period. That is our previous year. So after that year, the next year will be our assessment year. AY means assessment year. So it is starting from 1st April 2024 and ending on 31st March 2025. That is our assessment year. But we have to see that how many days Mr. Raj Kapoor stayed in India during previous year period. So by taking into those days into consideration, we will determine his residential status. Okay. So here first of all we have to notice that which kind of assessee he is, whether he is falling under general category or special category. So if you observe the first line in the question, why he went to foreign, why he went to France? Because to take up a job in a firm in France. So he went to France only for a job purpose. So he is a special category assessee. I already discussed who actually is a special category assessee in lecture 1. If anyone is having any doubt regarding that, you can watch lecture 1 class so that you will understand in a better way. 3 persons are known as special category persons. Under that, the first one is any individual or citizen of India is going to foreign country for a job purpose. then we can call him as a special category assessee. So here Mr. Raj Kapoor is a special category assessee because he is leaving India and he is going to France. Why? To take up job there. So he is falling under special category assessee. Okay. So for general category assessees, basic conditions are different. For special category assessees, basic conditions are different. A little change is there in that. But for both special as well as general category assessees, additional conditions are same. Okay. So here whenever we determine residential status of an individual person, first we take into account basic conditions. Next we will consider additional conditions. So in case of general category assessee and special category assessees, basic conditions are differing. Okay, there is a little change in basic conditions. That is why it is very important to know whether he is general category or special category assessee. And for both general as well as special category assessees, additional conditions are same. Okay. So let us go into the discussion. Now what we came to know, we understood that Mr. Raj Kapoor is falling under special category assessee. Why? He went to France and actually he was a citizen of India, but he went to France to take up a job there. That is why he is falling under special category assessee. Okay. And here we have to determine whether he is a resident or non-resident first. So before going into that discussion, let us see how many days he stayed in India during previous year period. So let us consider that first, and after that we will go to basic conditions and additional conditions. Okay. So let us discuss here. So here in solution, if you observe, assessment year I have mentioned and previous year, PY means previous year I mentioned here. At present these two are assessment year and previous years. So during previous year period, what is the previous year period here? 1st April 2023 to 31st March 2024. That is our previous year period. So during that period, how many days he stayed in India? That should be taken into account. So if you observe the dates in the question, he went to France on 25th July 2022. And later on he came back to India. He returned to India on which date? On 30th June 2023. So he came to India in the year 2023 in the month of June on 30th date. So our previous year is starting from April onwards. 1st April 2023. In April month he was not in India. He was in France. Okay, April 2023, he was not here in India, he was in France. So May month also he was not in India, he was in France only. And after May, June. So in the month of June, completely 29 days from 1st June to 29th June, he was in France only. But he returned to India on 30th June 2023. So here in the month of June, total 30 days are there. Out of that, last day, on 30th day, he came to India. So one day he stayed in India in the month of June. Remaining all days he was in foreign only. He was in France only. Okay. So I have given in solution. You can observe 2023 June. In the month of June, how many days he stayed in India? Only one day. Next, after June month, next month is July month. In the month of July, completely he was in India only because he returned to India on 30th June and later he was in India only. So, in the month of July, completely 31 days he was in India. So, I took July is equal to 31 days. After July month, next month is August. So, in the month of August, we have 31 days completely. So he stayed 31 days in the month of August also. So I took there August is equal to 31 days. After August, next month is September. So in the month of September also he stayed for 30 days. Okay, completely. Total 30 days are there in the month of September. He stayed for all 30 days in India only. Did not go anywhere after that. So after September, next month is October. In the month of October, he stayed in India for completely 31 days. In October month, we have total 31 days. Completely he was in India only. November, total days are 30 as per calendar, and he stayed completely for 30 days in India only. So November is equal to 30 days. Next, after November, next month is December. So in December month, generally we have 31 days in total as per calendar, and he stayed completely for 31 days in India. Next, after December 2023, next month is January 2024. So in the month of January also he stayed in India completely for 31 days. Next, February month. So February 2024. 2024 is a leap year. So in the month of February, we have in total 29 days. So he stayed in India completely for 29 days during the previous year in India or during that particular month, in the month of February in India only. So in the month of February, completely for 29 days, he stayed in India only. So that is why I took there February is equal to 29 days. After February, next month is March. So in the month of March, we have in total 31 days. So he stayed completely for 31 days in the month of March also. I took that March is equal to 31 days. So that is a ending date, ending month of our previous year. Because our previous year is starting from 1st April 2023 to ending on 31st March 2024. So March 2024 finished. Okay, we stop it. And here we have to count in total how many days he stayed during the previous year. So if you count from June onwards till March of 2024, we get total 276 days. So during that particular previous year period, in the month of April he was not there, May he was not there, and in the month of June he stayed one day, and later completely he stayed till the ending of previous year. In total 276 days he was in India during the previous year period. Hope this is clear for everyone. So okay, so keep that point in your mind that how many days he stayed in India during the previous year? 276 days. And here he went to France on 25th July 2022, and he came back to India on 30th June 2023. So around 1 year period he was in France. Okay, and before that he was in India only. Okay, so before that he did not go anywhere because they did not mention anything in the question. So we can assume that he was in India only before that date. Okay, only 1 year period, around 1 year period he went to France, and later he came back to India. Okay, hope this is clear for everyone. And let us apply basic conditions as well as additional conditions for this special category assessee. And here our assessee is Mr. Raj Kapoor. Let us go and discuss now. So you may have a doubt. I already said, I discussed who are special category assessees in the first lecture. So I mentioned here. So here special category assessees. 3 people are treated as special category assessees. So who are those? First one, you can see there. First one, an Indian citizen. He must be an Indian citizen first of all, leaving the country for employment outside India during the relevant previous year. So he actually went to foreign, he went to other countries. Why? Because of employment. Okay, actually he was an Indian citizen, but he is leaving our India on employment basis to other countries. Okay, so this first one we can apply to our Raj Kapoor, Mr. Raj Kapoor. Okay, he is our assessee at present. So this first one is satisfying. That is why I treated, and we all have to treat him as a special category assessee. Okay, hope this is clear. And second one, third one, who are those? An Indian citizen who is a member of crew in a ship. So that person also is treated as special category assessee. And third one, an Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin visiting India during the previous year. So this third one also is treated as special category assessee. But for our problem, Mr. Raj Kapoor is satisfying first one. So we can treat him as a special category assessee. Any one out of these three, any one is treated as a special category assessee. Okay. So that is why we have to apply basic conditions only which are related to special category assessees. So in the previous lecture, in second, third and fourth, I discussed problems with you only related to general category assessees. So here we have to discuss special category assessees. I already told. For general category and special category assessees, basic conditions are little bit different. Additional conditions are same. Okay, let us discuss what are basic conditions for this particular person. Who is he? Mr. Raj Kapoor, who is leaving India to France for employment. Okay, so first one, he is actually satisfying first one. He is coming under first category. Let us apply what are the basic conditions for the first category assessees. Let us discuss now. So here, an Indian citizen leaving the country for employment outside India during the relevant previous year. So if the person is falling under this category, what are the basic conditions? Basic conditions, I'll read that, you can see, and later I will discuss. Basic conditions for this particular person who is leaving India to other countries on employment basis. What are the basic conditions? In case of an individual who is citizen of India and leaving the country during the previous year, okay, that is during the previous year, that is not 11-2, that is during the previous year, for employment outside India. Okay, hope it is clear for everyone. That is what, leaving the country during the previous year. Don't take 11-2. Okay, that is a mistake there. So during the previous year for employment outside India will be considered as resident. Okay, we can consider him as a resident if he stays in India during the previous year relevant to the current assessment year for 182 days or more. So what is the meaning of this? If assessee, if that person, in our problem Raj Kapoor, if he is going to other countries, if he is leaving India and is going to other countries for employment, then what is the basic condition? Only one basic condition is there. Only one basic condition. Okay. So if any person is falling under this category, so basic condition is only one. What is that? He must be in India during the previous year period for 182 days or more. That is only one condition, one basic condition. Okay, so we have to see whether our Raj Kapoor is staying 182 days or not. We already discussed he is staying more than 182 days. Okay, so here he is satisfying that condition. And if he satisfies what actually? Let me read. If the individual does not satisfy the above said condition, then he will be considered as a non-resident. If he satisfies that 182 days period stay, then we can call him as a resident. If he is not satisfying that condition, that he is not staying 182 days or more during the previous year in India, then we can call him as a non-resident. Okay. So if he is staying for a period of 182 days during the previous year, then we can call him as a resident. And if he is not staying for that period, then we have to treat him as a non-resident. Hope this is clear. And who is Mr. Raj Kapoor now? He is satisfying that condition. Just now I calculated all the days, how many days actually he stayed during the previous year in India. So he is satisfying that condition, 182 days condition. So we can treat him as a resident. So Raj Kapoor is a resident. Okay, Mr. Raj Kapoor is a resident. Once any person is treated as resident, then we have to apply additional conditions also. If he is non-resident, problem finished. We decided, and that's over. Okay, we need not to again we need not to consider additional conditions if he is non-resident. But once he is a resident, then we have to apply additional conditions also. Now Mr. Raj Kapoor is resident, so we have to apply additional conditions also. Let us apply and let us see what are those conditions. So here our additional conditions. For both the special category and general category persons, additional conditions are same. Okay, so when we apply these additional conditions, if a person is resident, then only we will apply these additional conditions. Why? We want to determine whether he is resident and ordinary resident or resident but not ordinary resident. So for determination of these two, we have to apply additional conditions. How we can decide? If that person is satisfying both additional conditions. Additional conditions are two here. So if he satisfies two additional conditions, then we can treat him as a resident and ordinarily resident. If he is satisfying any one condition or he is not satisfying two conditions, okay, so he is satisfying any one or none, then we have to treat him as a resident but not ordinary resident. So we have to see what are these conditions and whether he is satisfying or not, that should be checked. Then we will determine his residential status. Let us see what are those two conditions. So here you have, I'll read this, you can see. First one is he has been resident in India for 2 years out of 10 years preceding to the relevant to previous year. Our previous year is 1st April 2023 and 31st March 2024. So that is our previous year. Preceding to that previous year, before this previous year, there will be 10 years period. So during 10 years, he must stay at least 2 years in India. That is first condition. So here Mr. Raj Kapoor was in India only. Okay, only during all years he went to only for 1 year to France. Okay, remaining all years was in India only. So he is satisfying first condition. And second one is he has been in India for a period of 730 days or more during the past 7 years preceding to the relevant to previous year. So he must be in India for how many days? 730 days. When? So our previous year already you know. So before that, preceding to the previous year, there will be 7 years period. Out of these 7 years, he must stay in India for how many days? 730 days. Okay, then we can say that he is satisfying second condition also. Here what Mr. Raj Kapoor is doing, whether he is satisfying second condition or not, yes, he is satisfying, because completely out of 7 years, he stayed around 6 years in India only. Okay, he did not go anywhere, only for 1 year he went to France on employment basis. Okay, so here he is satisfying first condition as well as second condition. Two conditions he is satisfying. If once the assessee is satisfying two conditions, then we have to treat him as a resident and ordinarily resident. Okay, so here Mr. Raj Kapoor is resident and ordinarily resident. Hope this is clear for everyone. Let us determine now. Okay, so you can see here he was not in India during 2022 and 23. Okay, around 1 year period, but he was in India during other years. Hence he is satisfying both the additional conditions. So he is a resident and ordinary resident. Okay, so hope this is clear for everyone. So this is complete solution. In the examination also you have to write all these points and you should determine his residential status. Okay, so this is complete solution for this question, and this is how we determine residential status of an individual person. That is very, very important to determine for tax purpose. Hope this is clear for everyone. In case of any doubts, you can mention in the comment section. So like the video, share it and subscribe it. Thank you.